I know. I was getting ready for bed, and then I realized scrolling on Netflix that Love is Blind got a whole new season 7 out. And see, I don't really know nobody in the real world, as they would like to say, that actually watches this show that I could like talk about it with. So I'm like, I know for a fact somebody on social media, one of the people there, is eager to talk about it as well. So don't judge me. That's funny. I'm asking not to be judged, yet I'm sitting here about to judge some strangers on a TV show. Before I jump into all this TJ, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and thumbs up this video because I already know you're going to like it. And if you're new here, hello, welcome. I really hope this is not going to be your last time stopping by because I plan on reviewing the entire season. So I'm actually expecting you to pull back up. And if you pulling back up, girl, give me some. That's why. Episode 9, Love is Blind, episode 1, season 7. We saw everybody mingling, getting to know one another. You know how they do in the pods. We saw Leo talk about how rich he is and that he's wearing a Rolex and he's an art dealer. How his entire family died of cancer, which is very, very tragic. How he inherited this fortune, how he got plenty of money in his Plies voice, but wants to find someone who doesn't necessarily want him for the coin. Now, maybe if he tried not leading a conversation with all these details, honey, maybe if he tried not mentioning what he inherited, what type of watch he wears, how wealthy he is, how money is the least of his worries, he can actually find someone that's not trying to get into his bag, but instead his heart and personality. But I feel like the way he lead in the conversation and how he always want to throw it out there so that it's known, it's giving you're attracting exactly what you're saying you're not necessarily wanting to attract. He was actually torn between Britt and Hannah. Britt, he mentioned, was his normal out there in the real world. And Hannah not necessarily being his normal, but he was actually feeling her in the pod. Girl, tell me how the hell could he have possibly had a whole dream about Hannah when he never seen her, let alone her mama, in a day in his life? I was so thrown off with that. He also saw how dingy Brittany is, honey. Very bubbly, girly girl. As one of the guys mentioned, she made it perfectly clear that sis was looking to be wine and dine. She not looking for no 50-50 man. She ain't splitting out a damn thing. She needs to be well taken care of. No ands, if or buts about it. She looking for a father, honey, and she wants to be the child. I'm actually glad she's throwing that out there, okay, right away. So there's no surprises later on when she's expecting, okay, with the hand out. One of the guys actually said she's expensive. We also saw Hannah like Nick D. I wonder what the D stand for. And then suddenly feel like he don't actually like her, but like the image that's painted in his mind of her. He thinks that she's a life-size Barbie. We watched her say that this is what she typically finds in the real world, but that it don't actually work for her. So she's trying to turn a new leaf and try something different on this in his show. But he's giving off that same old energy that she's normally used to or typically attracts. Am I the only one that was a little confused by this though? How she made this assumption off of their little time in the pause? I mean, what, maybe 1 or 2 dates? Or maybe it's something we didn't see. Maybe they didn't show us all the time they spent together because, baby, it wasn't even that much time. It wasn't enough time to just jump to that conclusion. I understand that he tooted his own horn a lot. He did share how highly he thinks of himself. But I mean, who wouldn't or who shouldn't? When you're basically in an interview setup, right? But I don't really remember or recall them actually giving dead giveaways on how each other look. Well, I do remember him mentioning somebody, he said that he looked like minus the muscular build or something like that. It wasn't major. Like, I don't remember them saying I'm 5'10", I'm standing a whopping 300 pounds. Like, I don't remember that breakdown. So I was honestly taken aback by this turn of events. It just, honestly, to me, is giving insecurity early on. There's nothing wrong with going with your intuition and your gut feeling, but damn, at least date a little bit. Live a little, and then gather enough notes in that notepad you'll be writing in, and then make that conclusion. You know what it could be? That conversation that she had with the girls them at the tables. Them same girls who ain't get that much TV time. Yeah, them. They actually suggested that she should end that connection. They called him a smooth criminal, very charming, Mr. Suave. They just felt like she should run. Like Forrest Gump, honey. I say they was hating. Cause like Hannah said, y'all don't be in the pods with us when we connected. And she should have stood on business by that, to be honest. We can tell she's young, easily influenced, easily manipulated. But we gonna see. This is just my assumption from episode 1. Now, Nick D made it perfectly clear, loud and clear. Because I don't know about you, I actually prefer a man to give me validation. Let me know. I don't want to guess. I don't want to assume that it's not about her looks and that he doesn't even care about how she looks. He gonna love her regardless. She's jumping to conclusions. Perfection was not what he's seeking. This is what he said now. If he wanted a bad bee, honey, he could have had one out there in the real world. He wanted a new approach because the old one wasn't working for him. I don't honestly remember when he tried to ask about looks. I do remember him saying who his celebrity crush was, and her also mentioning who hers was as well. But I don't really remember him like giving a very descriptive rundown of himself. What did I go to the bathroom during that time? Fill me in. Let me know if I missed something. I think she messed up with turning him down so soon. And the fact that she went in there and told him that she had stronger feelings for somebody else, I don't know if she can come back from that. Speaking of that, y'all seen when the guys was sitting at the table, right? And Nick D had done claimed Hannah. He was like, Hannah is my girl. My girl, talking about my girl, my girl. It was giving Temptations, honey. And then he was like, but I do remember her having little dates on the side. And then he started trying to figure out, put the clues together, child. And Leo, he stayed quiet. If everybody on mute was a person, it would definitely be him. He ain't say one word. I guess Richie Rich said it ain't none of his damn business. We also saw an instant connection now with Ashley and, is it Tyler? He's easy on the eyes now. You know what I noticed? There's always one couple in every season that just comes so easy, like Sunday morning, honey. They be giving the Beyonce and Jay-Z of the season. I guess these two here gonna be it. I just love how great and highly he spoke about Ashley. And 2.5 seconds too. It was quick, child, real quick. He said everything I would love to hear. I don't know how you felt though. I love that he took accountability too. He recognized his behaviors in the real world and advocated for trying something different. He will love on you or like you, but back off when he realized he liking you too much or you start liking him too much as well, child. It's giving Capricorn energy, and I definitely ain't got time for them. I do think though that this way will work out a little bit better for him when it comes to dating, but we gonna see. We also saw Garrett now, G, as he like to be called, be very, very, very concerned, but not so concerned about Taylor's ethnicity. He claimed he's only dated white women. That's all he wants. That's all he been attracted to. And that he's open to the possibilities of different race or ethnicity. But it gave nervousness, if you ask me. It gave uncertainty. Like he described how great she made him feel. But then on the other hand, he said they need to know more before he's able to move forward. And this was all said after the whole ethnicity thing came up. The more, in my opinion, was where you from? Where your people them from? The wanting to know and then almost begging her to say it because he needs to know more to really be able to take that next step. Then on the flip side, say it, but don't do it. Don't say it. Gave gaslighting at its finest, did it not? Then we saw Taylor instantly connect with Garrett, but then draw huge concerns after withholding her last name and seeing his reaction on that. She just feel like giving away her last name would raise some eyebrows, I guess. And maybe she had some type of issues or situations. I'm not really sure, because I personally would feel like that's kind of something that I would want to share so that we can make sure that we're okay with one another. I don't think that's something that should necessarily be hidden or found out after the proposal. I just want him to know I'm black. And they say once you go black, you don't go back. But I want to make sure you're comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I would approach it. But she wants to do it differently for whatever reason. I could only imagine it has to be some experiences she has had in the past. Garrett gaslighted that ass. So much so that she was just ready to go ahead and say it. He literally told that girl that her answers are so calculated, so subtle, so careful. That's the image that is giving. And he don't know what he should believe. Girl, run. Red flags. It's giving he could be wrong, and instead of him apologizing, he's going to bring up what you did that either made him feel that way or what you've done in the past, so you shouldn't even feel no type of way. Yeah, he giving that. We also saw Alex and Tim draw a great, decent connection. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I do think she's a cutie. I really do. But something in the milk ain't clean about Tim. He mentioned something about women not necessarily getting him. I just wish he would elaborate a little more on what he was referring to. What's little brother energy? You know, it's very sad about what happened to his siblings, his sisters. But I was wondering what he meant by little brother energy. I'm the only child, so give me grace. I don't know. Come tell me what that means. Them Virgos cheat. And them Leos controlling. So I would love to see how this combination mix. I do like that she's into astrology, because I am as well. Love that she's very spiritual. I feel like she's going to have great discernment to determine early on if this is good for them. They seem to like each other, though. I don't know how I feel about him always crossing his legs and them tight ass pants and stuff. But hey. That's a coincidence, ain't it, that he has a tattoo of a lion, though, right? And not even a Leo. That also was a word when she kind of gave an explanation as to the difference between married and a serious relationship. She went as far as to explain that both of her parents suffer from MS. Her dad, however, had the support in his marriage, for better or for worse, okay? But then her mom, being in a serious relationship, not married though, had her partner walk out on her when she got rough. I guess he felt no obligation. So she wants to get married for that security. Now, granted, people can walk out whether they married or not. Let's just be clear. But I do understand what she mean by having that backbone and that supporter. At least you would hope that that's the case. Now, girl, come here, girl. This boy here, girl. How about when Brittany came in and dropped that tea that she was on a date with Leo, and that's her main man? That's who Hannah like. That's who Hannah dumped Nick D for Leo. Yes, the instant regret. I'm talking about a few seconds ago, she had just undumped the boy for Brahman, for Leo. In seconds, she instantly regretted that decision. She should have took her time. I just feel like she didn't give it enough time. She definitely didn't give it enough time. I feel like maybe she may try to spin the block. I kind of hope that he doesn't renege, because she made her choice. A lot of times on this show, I see that people normally go ahead and give it the benefit of the doubt. And some of them even I've seen actually even work for some. So, as the runner-up, if he don't want to go off the show, he might stick around and go ahead and do that there. But, whoo, the way she looked, honey, if looks can kill. And then Britt, the dingy girl.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it. Oh, I didn't mean to.
And I'm just like, no, ma'am, you did. Messy boots. She gives mean girl energy to me. Do you feel bad for Hannah? I just feel like she should have never closed the door. Let me keep you. You've been waiting for. Yeah, baby. She Teddy P'd his ass real quick. I'm finna ready to go ahead and finish watching episode 2 and 3, and so I could drop that back to back, because we need to be caught up by the time they show the next few episodes. I'm gonna talk to you later, child. I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back. But coming down in them comments and let me know how you feeling. And if you ain't watching the show, you can go ahead and watch it. It ain't too late. It's only episode 1. Come on. Come on. Come on.